Hello everybody, hope you guys are enjoying your day. Today we're going to be looking at the southwest storm, which is going to be impacting areas into Southern California and Nevada, as well as areas into Arizona, western New Mexico, and into southernmost Utah here, with quite a bit of rainfall and a bit of mountain snow scattered here and there. We're going to be going over that, as well as my personal rainfall forecast at the end of the video, and we'll be going really in depth on why this storm is occurring, and we're going to be going through a couple of the models, as well as what the National Weather Service is predicting. Now, as far as the National Weather Service is concerned, the National Weather Service page, only a little bit of winter weather advisories for northernmost Maine. We have some high wind watches for northwestern Montana, as well as a bit of frost advisories there for coastal Oregon and California. Winter weather advisories and flood watches there for areas into central and southern California. Other than that, quite a quiet day, but definitely a very warm day over much of the eastern United States. You have 70s reaching very far to the north, and yesterday you actually had that, but it was kind of over the central United States, and this high pressure is continuing to move and moved from about the Nebraska, Kansas, Iowa area, and now it's moving further and further to the east, and it's bringing those warmer temperatures along with it, and this storm is going to be coming on the backside of these really, really warm temperatures, much above average, that have been infiltrating into the eastern and central United States. So here's what the Weather Prediction Center is putting out as far as their shift analysis map, which was made just about an hour ago. Now, we do have a low pressure system not on this map, but you can see almost a closed isobar. You could kind of assume this map only goes out to this edge right here, so it is kind of cut off, but you see, you can kind of imagine that that would be a closed isobar, which would indicate a low pressure system, and this is going to be moving to the east, and I'll have my rainfall forecast at the end of the video. So definitely I'm trying to give you as much information as I can. Also, I'm sorry about not being able to upload yesterday and also on Saturday. On Saturday, there really wasn't that much content to upload about, really nothing too major going on that I haven't already covered. And on Sunday, I was really just very busy, so I wasn't able to do my regular weekly forecast. But I do hope to get back into the swing of things and start uploading close to daily. Hopefully, I can get back on that daily track that I was on just a couple of days ago. So let's get into your drought monitor here. Now, this is going to show you where you're seeing those much below average in terms of precipitation conditions, and your line for really measurable precipitation is going to be something kind of like this right here, and anywhere to the north and east of there shouldn't be seeing too much measurable precipitation. So areas in northern Arizona, northwestern New Mexico, where you've been dealing with some severe drought, could get maybe half an inch to an inch of rainfall. That should help cure some of that drought, as well areas there in central and southern California seeing a little bit of a drought. But as you get further to the north, where you're actually getting a little bit more of a drought, and also into Utah, Colorado, northern New Mexico, that's where you're really dealing with that most drought. That you're not gonna really get any rainfall out of this event. At least nothing too measurable that's really gonna help bite away at this drought. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like you guys will be seeing too much rainfall. I do think you're going to get rainfall in those areas. I just don't think it's going to be too measurable or too noticeable to make that much of an impact on everyday travel and on this drought that's occurring over those areas. So here's what the Storm Prediction Center is putting out in terms of its convective outlook for day 2, which would be tomorrow, which would be Tuesday, the 10th. Now, we do have some thunderstorms, general thunderstorms over the southwest. Now, this all over here, this is for a larger system, which we're not going to be covering today. I might cover on that tomorrow. But we do have actually some convective activity, which is going to be setting up over California, Nevada, Arizona. It's only going to say it's a general thunderstorm risk, nothing really too crazy. You really start to get into some more active or prominent severe weather into Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Kansas, where you do have a marginal risk. But for today, we're just going to be focusing here on the southwest, and over those areas, you don't have quite a bit, you don't have any severe weather for the most part. Now, you will see a couple of thunderstorms, really, that's about it. Now, you do see this continued severe weather going through into Wednesday, and you see just a slight, or just a general thunderstorm risk, and probabilistic, you don't see even any chance of really severe weather. So it's not going to be too active as severe weather day. Maybe some heavy downpours around Southern California, Nevada, and Arizona. Other than that, nothing too crazy crazy or substantial, and you're not going to be seeing those thunderstorms because quickly looking at the Cape convective available potential energy, and usually you want them to be around 750 to 1,000 joules per kilogram, and you're barely struggling to get out of that 350 threshold. So you're really not going to get too much severe weather unless you get maybe 400 more joules per kilogram, which really doesn't look to set up. So I think you could get some heavy downpours, but definitely I don't think you'll get too much thunder along with that. And you see going through Wednesday, Thursday, and then into Friday, maybe ramps up a little bit over Arizona and California, but still not even hitting that. Maybe 500 is your cap. So you're not seeing too much severe weather over those areas in terms of the amount of energy which is in the atmosphere. Now here's your precipitation from the European model. Now it's mainly going to be a rain event, but you will see some of those snow caps. So you will be able to get some snow in those higher elevations of in those higher mountainous terrains of southern and central California, as well as there into Nevada, Arizona, and even into southern Utah and western New Mexico. You guys could be picking up on a bit of snowfall. It's going to be some wet snowfall, but definitely snowfall nonetheless. You will be seeing some rainfall move through probably by tomorrow morning. It'll start on the onset, so maybe a little bit of slippery conditions on your morning commute for areas into Southern California, especially those areas. You could pick up 2 to 3 inches of rainfall out of this event. This would be by Tuesday night, and now getting into Wednesday morning and now Wednesday afternoon, you're starting to get into more scattered showers for the California area. Nevada picking up on more steady rainfall by Wednesday afternoon, and Wednesday afternoon you're seeing more steady showers again moving through southernmost Utah and into areas into Arizona. Now getting through Thursday, you're starting to see a little bit of mountain snow potential there for areas into western Colorado. Those areas are very high in elevation, very mountainous. You are seeing more scattered rainfall, not as concentrated rainfall over areas into Arizona, western New Mexico, into Utah and Nevada. So a couple of those areas where, again, I'll bring this map up again. Here was your drought, and you see a couple of those areas seeing a little bit of rainfall, but it's definitely not going to amount to anything substantial or very crazy in terms of the amount of rainfall. Now, as we continue this, you start to see another resurgence, and now I'm gonna go for these two systems combined. We will have two systems that are gonna move through two separate waves of this storm, so I'm gonna go through both of them. I don't plan on making another video on this, as it's only gonna be a couple inches of rain, nothing too substantial, and I'm gonna be mainly covering this this system, which is gonna be moving through the central United States, bringing some rainfall to those areas, and potentially even covering some of that severe weather. And again, I've made some graphics for severe weather, and I'm hoping to slowly produce those and release those on the channel as we get later on. So this would be by Friday morning. You're seeing your next wave, very heavy rainfall as you get into your early morning commute, and you can almost depict where this low pressure system would be. It would be right around here, spinning this way, and you're seeing that rainfall, very heavy rainfall, especially in those darker greens. Now that exact placement will move, but for the most part we have a general idea of where this is going to set up. This would be by Friday morning. Now getting to Friday afternoon, more snowfall over those higher elevations. Those snow caps are going to start to get lower in elevation, so maybe even some of those lower elevation areas could get a bit of rainfall or snowfall here. Now this would be by Saturday morning, and it's pretty much departed, and you're just seeing some scattered showers after that. So here's what you're looking at as far as snowfall, and anywhere in the grays you're seeing about a dusting to 2 inches of snowfall, 2 to 6 inches of snowfall in those varying shades of blue, 6 to 10 inches in those purples, 10 to 20 inches in those pinks. As you get into those lighter pinks, you're starting to see 20 to 30 inches and 30 to 40 inches of snowfall as you get into the blues, and you really don't have much more than 40 inches of snowfall. You see over southern areas into Colorado and northern New Mexico, some of those higher elevations definitely getting quite a bit of snowfall there, as well getting near the Flagstaff area in Arizona, as well as there in the central mountains of California. You're seeing quite a bit of snowfall, maybe on the order of about 6 to 10 inches, and as you get to the foothills, the Colorado foothills, you're seeing maybe a couple of feet of snowfall there in the higher elevations. Now, here's your total rainfall out of this event, and you're seeing anywhere in those greens, you're seeing about a tenth of an inch to half an inch in the greens. Now, that would be half an inch to 1 inch in the blues, 1 to 2 inches in those yellows, 2 to 3 inches in those reds, and then the dark reds are about 3 to 5 inches. And if you do get into those browns, you have a couple of spots there in Southern California. That's where you're getting into about 5 to 6 inches of rainfall. So you definitely have quite a bit of rainfall of these areas. As you'll see in my rainfall forecast, this is basically going to translate onto my rainfall forecast, and you'll see what I'm personally forecasting as far as your rainfall for this event. Now, we're going to look at what the National Weather Service is showing, and you see the National Weather Service is only going out until Thursday morning, and this event is going to be going through Saturday morning. So the National Weather Service isn't really capturing the full intensity of the system, and they're not capturing the full story of what's going to happen, but it gives you a good idea for the first wave at least what's going to happen, and they're forecasting through Thursday morning, which is definitely important. This is only through Thursday morning, and the rest of the models that I showed you were through Saturday morning, so definitely keep that into account. We're saying about anywhere in those lightest greens, this shading of green, that's about under an inch of rainfall over those areas, so those areas will definitely be seeing quite a bit of rainfall, but nothing too crazy. As you get into those higher elevations of Arizona, you could see over an inch as well there for southwestern California, seeing over an inch, maybe a couple of areas getting 2 inches just out of that first round of precipitation and rainfall. Now, here's your official forecast from me, and I'm forecasting under an inch of rainfall here. This will be going from the 9th through Friday the 13th here, and definitely could stretch into early on Saturday morning, but I think most of it will be done as you get later on Friday, and it'll just be wrapping up by Saturday. Now, under an inch of rainfall here, which would be for much of the Four Corners states as well as there into the southwest, seeing under an inch of rainfall, nothing too substantial if you're just in that first shade of green, but as you get into the second shade, 1 to 2 inches here for Southern California, Nevada, southernmost Utah, and then through much of Arizona and into westernmost New Mexico, could be picking up 1 to 2 inches of rainfall there. 2 to 3 inches, and this will be your final layer there for southwestern California and into areas into southeastern California and southwestern Arizona there. Now, that is going to wrap up the video. Please consider liking the video, subscribing, and turning on notifications to never miss video when I do upload. Again, I'm going to try and get back on that daily schedule of videos, and I hope to get back on that trend and continue to produce videos for you guys, and hopefully my content does start to improve as well with my with the more graphics being produced, and hopefully a couple more graphic packages that I'll be making for severe weather, hurricane season, and all that, and I'll definitely try to keep you as updated as I can with what's going on in the weather world. Now, that is going to wrap it up for today's video. Please consider doing all those things, liking the video, subscribing, and turning on notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.